Hello friends, my name is Shayla and happy Friday the 13th. If you love to be spooked, I'm sure it's a great day. If you're somebody like me, then it's not your favorite day. But I don't really get super superstitious. I mean, I do have a black cat, so we'll just leave it at that. So this just happened and I really have to talk about it. So that's the plan for today's video, is we are going to be discussing this book. I haven't actually talked about the first book in the series on this channel, so let's do that briefly. In A Court of Thorns and Roses, we meet Feyre, who ends up killing a member of a fairy court. And so the High Lord of that fairy court, Tamlin, comes and tells Feyre it's a life for a life. You need to come and live out your livelihood with me. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I really feel like a lot of parts it stays very true to the story. So if you have not read this, I recommend reading it because you need to read the other one. But this is essential for understanding what's going on in the second book. So if you have not read A Court of Thorns and Roses, time for me to say goodbye, and we'll talk more after you go and read it. Dancing. Okay, you good? You gone? Okay. All right, so if you have read this book, just a brief recap. She ends up going to rescue Tamlin from Amarantha and meets Rysand and forms the bond with him, hence the tattoo. You know, they form a bargain and they are now connected. She's supposed to go see him for a week, once a month. Things kind of play out from there. Basically, at the end of this book, Feyre dies and is brought back by the 7 High Lords of the country. So there's a brief recap on that. I definitely liked the second book more than this first one. So if you felt lukewarm about this one, I still definitely recommend picking up A Court of Mist and Fury because, oh my gosh, guys, this book. So I ended up giving this book 4.75 stars. The reason I knocked off the 0.25, because this book really is perfection, except for the way it is marketed. I felt that the sex scenes were far too graphic for a YA audience. I mean, it's one thing to do the build-up and, you know, the aftermath, or a little bit, but this is far too graphic for a 14-year-old to be reading, and that's where your YA market really starts. And I was blushing through more of this novel than I should have been, and especially if it's marketed towards a YA audience. So I do think that Bloomsbury needs to be aware that they might want to move this at least into a new adult category, if not, like, just make it an adult novel, because this is, wow, very, 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 very steamy. Holy crap. Anyways, so in this novel, Feyre and Tamlin are together. They're preparing their wedding. It's been 3 months since what happened under the mountain, and she feels very trapped and cooped up in the castle. Essentially what happens is Rysand hasn't called in his bargain, and it's been 3 months, and on the day of the wedding, he calls it in. And in all of his Rysand glory, shows up and whisks Feyre away to his kingdom, and the first thing he wants her to do is learn how to read. This is more of a Hades and Persephone retelling, which if these are how Hades and Persephone retellings are supposed to go, I need more of them in my life, because this was a fantastically fun read. So slow burn, so angsty, so teasing. Oh, I was dying. And this book is, the words are hard to form. This book is amazing. And I really, really think the first book shortchanged this book. The writing in this book is so much better. A lot of the issues I had with the first book, like the way Feyre was treated and all those kind of things, that whole feminist thing, is addressed a lot more in this book. Because with Hades and Persephone, Persephone is strong and clearly Hades equal. And that's how things start to play out in this book. And the ending, like, killed me. Oh my goodness. Like, it was just, yay. Yay, this book was so good. It's one of those books that's gonna stick with me for a while, and now I have to go bug Sam from Thoughts on Tomes to do a video about the good Hades and Persephone retellings, because if they're at all like this, I need them in my life, because this was fantastic. So good. So guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you're okay with my gush of this book, and if you really, like, if you read the first book and felt lukewarm at all, you need to pick up this second book. I felt it was so much better. I loved the character developments, the new characters you get to meet, and it is just utter beauty in literature, and the steamy parts are definitely steamy, and it's hard for me to talk about that. I'm a pretty conservative person, so for me to actually talk about that kind of stuff is a little bit difficult for me, but wow. All I can say is wow. Anyway, so that's it. That's really it this time. That's all I'm going to say about it. Go read it. Love y'all. See you next time. Bye.